Okay, well, new week, so heading to game, you know, looking at the game five now, and uh, right in the middle of conference play now. Actually, had a really, other than the loss, good experience in Kansas. I thought that was a good game. Proud of the guys. I'm proud of some things that we did. Obviously, some errors to correct and get ourselves in a better position to have more success this week. Going against Cincinnati, really athletic, well-coached team. I mean, you look at their head coach, Scott Satterfield. Obviously, he's been a head coach longer than I have, and has done some really good things at Appalachian State and did some great things at Louisville too. So he has a great staff. I know their defensive coordinators. He's got a great reputation for what he does with defense and offense. Obviously, they're well coached on all three phases. But looking forward to having them at home. For our Big 12 home opener, and coming off a loss, it actually helps to get on the field a day earlier. So we're excited for this game, being at home, and then getting the game on Friday. Looking forward to the matchup. There's great players on Cincinnati's team. We have tons of respect for their program and especially those players that have seen a lot of success in their time. So quality players all over the place. And again, I probably say this every week, especially in this conference. We love being in this conference. Even after the first game not going our way, we enjoy being part of it. We're looking forward to having a lot more to play for this season, and looking forward to the partnership that we have with all these teams in the conference, and bringing Cincinnati to our home is going to be a lot of fun for us. And looking forward to the crowd being a advantage for us. And we're looking forward to this matchup. So I'll take any questions you guys may have.
Awesome, Coach. Thanks. Let's go ahead. We'll start with Mitch Harper and then Jay Drew.
After having the weekend, Kalani, any of the players that were injured on Saturday, are they out for the season?
Yeah, nobody's been determined out for the season yet, and so we're still evaluating a little bit today. We did some evaluation yesterday, but more than anything, having a evaluation today. Looks like we'll be in good shape. And obviously, we don't want to have anybody be hurt and out for this week, but there's still some guys that are still. We're hopeful for this weekend, and we'll find out more than anything in a few hours.
Go ahead, Jay.
Hi, Kalani. I wanted to ask you about Keaton. Just when you suffer that first loss, your leadership is really tested. How has he kind of done in that regard? And then just overall through 4 games, has he been as kind of what was advertised, what you thought you were getting?
Yeah, of course. I think he and the other leaders have been amazing, and I like the response to the adversity and to the loss. I thought the guys did a great job showing class, shaking hands, and also showing a lot of appreciation, gratitude to the fans that were there. And so I like that they're how they're approaching the season, and definitely how they're approaching taking this loss. I think there's a lot of urgency to get back and to learn and get better, and then that's what we're focused on. We're trying to find ways to get better this week, and I know that Keaton's the same way, finding ways to get better. And there's a lot of regrets in that game of what we could have done differently and done better. This is the time to learn it, and so I know that some guys can be really hard on themselves. I think Keaton's in a good mindset. I think most of the guys are in a good mindset right now. So our focus has got to be on getting better and then finding ways to win this weekend.
And then just real quickly, you were down 15, you scored, and it looked like you lined up to go for 2, and then I think you had a penalty and had to kick it. Most coaches would try to kick it there and get down 8. What was your thinking there? You remember what I'm talking about?
When we kicked the PAT?
Yeah, but it looked like you were lined up to go for 2, and then you had a penalty.
Oh, you mean most people would have kicked it from the beginning? That's what you mean.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even lined up to go for 2. Yeah, our research says no to go for 2. So that, and we ended up getting the penalty and kicked it anyway. So not even a factor really.
Thanks, Jay. We'll go ahead. Kevin.
Hey, Kalani. Just had a question about Kayla Marion. We've seen him make some big plays at times this year. Last week in Arkansas. What do you think right now, at least? Do you think he needs to make the biggest jump to maybe make more of an impact and be more of a consistent target right now?
I think the plays will come. It's the we're not trying to force the ball to one player. I want our quarterback to look and see what's there and what's the best chance for us to have success. And obviously, he's a big target for us, and we plan on using all our guys. But I don't think you can force feed a game when it comes and taking shots. I don't know if that's what you're asking about, but we know we can do that with a number of people. But we're really proud of the way Keelan's coming along and the way Fessie's coaching him. I think his opportunities will come, and maybe there'll be, depending on what happens, maybe there'll be more this weekend. We'll have to wait and see. But we do have weapons all over the place. We just need to get everything clicking so that we can utilize all of them.
Okay, next up we'll have Jake Hatch and then Mitch Harper again.
Kalani, post-game, you told us that if you had a good answer for your run game woes, you told us what you were going to fix. Having a couple days separate, watching the film, you feel like there's anything out there that you guys can do to get it untracked?
Yep, it's all fixable. I mean, that's probably hard to answer in 30 seconds, but it's all fixable, and we're working on getting that done. And then that's the proof will be in what we do on Friday. So that will be the attempt. And I know that we have coaches that have coached a lot of yards run before, and players that can do it too. So there shouldn't be any reason why we can't do what we want on Friday night.
You already kind of talked about Cincinnati there a little bit, but what do you make of the Bearcats offensively, defensively, et cetera?
Yeah, I watched them play on film, toe-to-toe with Oklahoma, ranked team, and I think they could see the same thing with us going against Kansas, and Kansas is ranked now. So there's definitely a presence that they are a tough team, well coached, tons of athleticism and speed and toughness. I think they have a really good front on offense and defense. I've been really impressed with especially the interior D linemen, how they play. And so it's going to be kind of the same thing every week. This is a dangerous team, a P5 talent team, and with a lot of skill. And we've got to focus on the things that we can get better. But then, definitely in our scouting, we see that they're a really well coached team and with tons of talent.
You noted in your opening statement, Kalani, that you're excited to have more to play for this season. Is that going to be kind of a reminder, a focus that you're going to give to the team when you address them about one loss doesn't sink the season, maybe like in years past?
Yeah, I think because it's the truth now. In the years past, we were kind of, you were limited to what your options were. And now that we're part of this conference, there's definitely a lot to play for, other than your pride and what's on the schedule. I think these guys want to play football for the right reasons. It's just more incentives. I think they're looking at the opportunities that you have ahead of you. We're 3-1 right now. So this isn't a time to panic, but this is a time to have a high sense of urgency to make sure that we're performing at our best. And I said if we perform at our best, then we have to deal with the results. And Kansas, we didn't play. I don't feel like we played at our best, and we had some mistakes that were difficult to overcome. And most of the times we can overcome those mistakes, but it's going to take all of our players doing their job as best they can at a high level of execution, but also with a lot of energy and effort. And I think we can work with that. What I saw is a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and we weren't able to overcome the mistakes. Normally we can. In that game, we made way too many mistakes, and that's in all three phases where we weren't able to overcome the adversity. And now comes a point where we have to really feel like, okay, let's make sure that we put ourselves in a better position for this game. I feel good about our preparation. I feel good about our matchup with Cincinnati, and I feel good about being at home. So this is going to be a great, for us, great timing to be at home for this game.
Also wanted to ask, what was your assessment of how the revamped offensive line that featured Braden Keim at tackle, how they performed? Obviously, it changed a little bit when Kingsley went out for a little bit, but overall, how do you feel like they performed with Keim in the mix?
I thought Keim's been playing a lot of the year. You know, he's had a lot of reps, so and he's played in the past, so we feel comfortable with him on the field. And, you know, we Kingsley was out for a little bit, but came back and finished. So I think we have a lot of guys that we can count on. We talked about our depth, and we're gonna have to, you know, in order for us to perform at a high level, all those guys need to do their job. It's not just one guy, but it's everyone, and working together as a unit. That's going to be the key for us, is making sure that we're in sync with each other and that we're on the same page. And that's from the line blocking to the tight ends, to the backs running the right track, to the receivers blocking downfield. All that plays into us having an effective running game.
Okay, Coach, we'll have one more question from Jay Catch.
Yeah, Kalani, obviously matchup on Friday here with Cincinnati, so a day shorter than you typically have in terms of prep. What's the biggest change with a shorter week? It may not be Thursday, but it is a day shorter.
Yeah, it's the extra day of prep, so you gotta have to have some hybrid days in between. So for us, it's a hybrid Monday, Tuesday, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday hybrid, and then try to get back to your Thursday, Friday prep for the game day. So it's condensed. We've done it before. It's not new to college football. A lot of teams have done it. There's a lot of information out there that we can gather to see where we can be in the best position with our team and our fitness level. But for us, the prep is key, and Cincinnati has to deal with that too. So I think we're in a really good spot. We know what our plan is, and our guys had a great lift this morning. So away we go.
Awesome. We'll have one last final question from S. Springer.
Yeah, you hear me all right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I was dealing with how to raise my hand here. Coach, you mentioned the run struggles, and Cincinnati has Dante Corleone and all those guys. How does their defensive line look like compared to those that you've seen thus far, and does that make it any more of a struggle?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a struggle, and I mean, you talk about Corleone. He's a presence on the line of scrimmage, and they even use him on offense. And so, for us, it's being assignment sound, but that for us is making sure that we're on the right people, we're blocking the right people, and then the physical part of the game will take care of itself. And so you can see that the physical presence of that front seven, especially that D line, for Cincinnati is going to be a tough matchup, but I like it. You know, for us, we want to play against the best. This is going to be one of the better fronts we've seen all year long, and so, you know, we have to be ready. I mean, you look at the way they defended Oklahoma, who's a high-power scoring offense, and they held their own. So this is we have a lot of praise and appreciation, respect for them, but we need to make sure that we're ready for that game and we're ready for that front. They're going to be really physical, and we've got to be able to match the physical part of it and see how we match up overall.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Coach. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.